What's up, everyone? I hope that clap wasn't too loud, but
Welcome.
is the second episode
Of season 2.
second season.
Big 2.
Or
Double peace signs.
or episode 10. You could say that too.
Wouldn't it be?
10.
Oh yeah, you're right. Episode 10. So we're in the double digits now. That's pretty big. I thought you were gonna, with the clap, I thought you could have done like the ASMR snaps that they do. You know, you got their like microphone and then they do it like all around. So it's pretty funny. You know, if you flick your wrist and you rotate your hands, it gives you a lot more force to your snap and it makes it sound like crazy loud. I'm not gonna do it right now, but like,
I don't know if I did it.
Try like, imagine like you're throwing a Frisbee, right? But instead you're throwing your thumb down. You know?
I'm scared of snapping because one of my teachers once told me a story about how they like split their skin.
Oh, for real?
So they split their finger because they snapped too much.
Maybe they had like, I don't know. Aren't there like certain diseases you can have that like they make your skin weaker or something?
I don't think it's that. I think it's when you're a music teacher, you're just doing a lot of snapping.
Oh, right. When you're snapping like all the time. Yeah. And it like wears you down a ton. I feel that. So welcome, viewers. I hope everybody is having a good year.
Getting into that real quick.
Yeah.
Last quarter of the year. Last quarter. October, November,
the
December.
Season finale, people are saying. People are calling it the season finale.
And everything is just going crazy.
Yeah.
Just random turn of events with everything.
It's ridiculous. Yeah.
Like Steve is in Smash Bros, which no one expected.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Crazy things are happening. Crazy things are happening. And there's a lot of social turmoil but not just like social turmoil, also a lot of change, just change in general. Social turmoil is just one aspect of it.
Yeah.
You got like a ton of games that are like popping off right now.
Yeah.
I feel like, internet culture as a general, I feel like, I've discussed this before, but I feel like it's like just popping off a lot more now. A lot more people.
Well, obviously because people are forced to be,
exactly.
online.
Yeah. So I think a
like,
lot of people are getting into like a lot of digital related stuff. Like, I don't know, I guess for me, like VTubers, right? VTubers or just like streamers in general on Twitch, stuff like that is really like exploding. And then like along with that, a lot of games that a lot of Twitch people are playing are exploding as well. Like you got Among Us completely just coming in out of left field. It's like from 2018, a 2018 release.
Yeah,
but just
that game. Let's talk about that game. Man, that game came in and just swept the whole industry. We had Fall Guys for a bit, which was
Fall Guys
cool.
is still going. It's still going strong. Did they announce
get
like
that
season
game,
2 or
honestly.
something?
I might get that game, honestly, because that game sounds really fun.
It's like a battle royale platformer. I think that's what you would call the genre. Battle royale platformer.
Yeah, I actually played Among Us yesterday with a group of friends. And
Did you get imposter?
I recorded, yes. I recorded some of it because I was like, might as well immortalize this somehow, you know what I mean?
Yeah, for real.
So then I just recorded it and I was like having fun with it. And basically, I got imposter one round. And for that round, I don't know why I'm cracking up right now, but for that round, I managed to convince like the whole team that I was not imposter, went slowly one by one and got it on video. Like immediately as I started recording, I got imposter.
Nice. And that's pretty funny.
I got 2 of my imposter wins on video. So that might come on the channel.
You won twice? That's kind of a flex. That's a flex. Wow.
Step by step. One of them my partner in crime disconnected in the middle of the game.
Wow.
So I had to carry
so you were playing with enough people that there were 2. Okay.
Yeah, no, for the first round there wasn't. It was only like 5 people. But for the second time there was,
That's crazy. Yeah. But like, I've been there before. When you're in the imposter, it's so stressful, because you've got a whole nother perspective that you play. For 2, it's really rare, right? It's only like a certain % chance that you're going to be imposter.
It gets so boring if you're not imposter.
That's true. Yeah. But no, it's hard though. It's pretty hard. I'm like not the most convincing sometimes. I did a double kill though. That was like one of my proudest moments. I got like 2 people once, but then the next like round I got voted out, which it happens.
Oh, I got
It
you.
happens. Yeah.
I got you. The thing I realized about anyone who wants to play that game is you need to play within a Discord call. You need to play in a regular call. If you just play normal lobbies, bro, it's trash. It's terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Like I told you the story of one person voting me out because they said they were sure they saw me vent. I was a crewmate, so I couldn't vent. But they were so sure that they saw me vent that they're like, it's him, he vented. They're wrong, obviously, and they realize they're wrong.
Yeah.
Then that guy gets voted out. He's not an imposter either, but he's colorblind.
Oh no.
So he uses the excuse, I'm colorblind, after people are like, what were you even doing? And they just kicked him from the server. But I had many other situations even worse than that, where someone just wanted to get me out for some reason when they weren't even an imposter.
That was like being pit against you? Like,
yeah. Specifically me. And I'm like, what's your issue towards me? He's like, ha, dork. You know, they're calling me dork and stuff. It was so weird.
That's funny. Yeah. I think the best part of it is like, it's like a very, like that formula is immortal. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. You know, like Mafia, or like, what are some other ones? Like Werewolf is one of them. Any kind of like that sort of simulation where you have to find the imposter, that formula is immortal. It's been reused. Oh shoot. It's been used so much. And so I think that's like one of the biggest appeals. But yeah, there was one game that I was in where I was so sure that somebody was not the imposter, right? And I ended up taking their side by accident, right? And I was like, no, they're definitely not the imposter, right? I've seen them do like this amount of tasks. Like I saw the task bar go up when they were doing stuff. I was following them around. I didn't see them kill anybody. I was like, okay, all right. No, for sure. Like this is, we're in it together here, right? And so, but no, turns out they were the imposter. I totally got backstabbed.
You can't trust anybody unless you have like real proof, but then people can get clever and make you think you have real proof. But it's a fun game. It's a really fun game during quarantine.
Bro, people like are doing the craziest big brain plays with this sort of thing. Like you would think, it's pretty simple, right? No, people get like, after this sort of thing is blown up, so many people are like invested in strategy and stuff like that.
Yeah,
like,
I just watched a few videos today actually about like big brain imposter plays. Yeah, like there's like people. I love watching those like big brain play imposter videos, because like seeing how people outsmart the whole team. It's just funny to see. Sometimes you don't even have to say anything because people just automatically out each other out. It's just like, if I just stay silent, I'm good. But that doesn't always work, obviously.
Yeah.
You just got to make sure you're consistent in the way you act when you're creating your imposter.
Yeah, that's true, because it's very easy to tell once people start getting like nervous and stuff like that. Like it's hard when all the pressure is on you. It's like you got to be your own lawyer first. Like you got to like prove your innocence. It's crazy. It's really stressful, especially when you're considering like where you're killing, how you're gonna vent, all that sort of thing. But getting into the strategy of like mechanics is pretty fun too. I like whenever I play a game, this is kind of bad. Like people will probably like take a different stance on this, but I'll be the one to kind of like look up all the mechanics and like understand how they work, and then use them a lot. So like a lot of research into how it works. And so
that's good.
I end up being pretty good at it, but
I respect that. I see that. Like for me, it took me a while to even realize that you couldn't kill people as imposter by pressing a key. I thought you had to click the button all the time, and that makes things so much faster, because you can just click the button. I don't want to, like, there's so many kills that were just quick for me where I couldn't just do it by clicking the button.
Yeah.
I wish they did something like that with sabotaging too, because that would make it a lot easier. But like those kind of things, they help a lot. Doing a little bit of research can help a lot.
Yeah, that's true. And like there are all sorts of mechanics. Like there are certain tasks that have like a visual component, so then you can see that somebody's innocent. But there's been a lot of memes that like so you have like a pair going off to try and prove their innocence, right? So one person will do the thing that proves them as innocent, they get killed immediately after. Yeah. So it's pretty fun.
It's a fun game. I love those like Mafia rendition
for sure.
type games. I love those.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
it's definitely like something funny, and like the best part of it, I think, what people like is that it's very social. You gotta have people that you talk with, that you're interacting with, and I think that's what people are really looking forward to and that they need right now.
It's good. That's true. That's true. They also need that interaction because it helps out a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, games have been going crazy, as we said before. Like I think I also stated, Steve from Minecraft.
Yeah, Steve from Minecraft is in Smash
Bros now. Which is
Bro,
the
Enderman
thing.
still has me tripping. Seriously, it's like it's so unsettling. You know those things that are like
he's like the same height.
Yeah,
I watched Nintendo. Nintendo had a direct. We're recording this on the day they had it, but this will come out a week from now. But Nintendo had a direct where they went over Steve's moves and like all those kind of things today.
The moveset is interesting. Apparently, they had to rework everything just to have Steve in there.
He digs the ground and he uses the ground. Everywhere he spawns, there's a crafting table. So you have to go to that crafting table to build weapons that you can use.
Yeah, see that's crazy too. Like the component
you can literally dig. They did so much to incorporate this character. You can literally dig, and then you get those materials. You have to go to your crafting table to where you started, or you can spawn one by using shield and special, I think, and then you can just use that, and then you can use fire and all these different things. Like he's very diverse, but you have to be very cautious and aware of your resources to play as him.
Yeah.
He's coming out when 10 days from the day we recorded this, so that it'll be coming out on the 13th.
Yeah.
But I know I'm definitely going to get him.
For sure. And what I really appreciate about Smash and like the devs and all that is that I love how when they integrate a character, they make sure to have as many nods and Easter eggs as possible, because the game is all about honoring different franchises, and having your franchise represented and feeling a part of that, which I think is so cool because with Steve, they really maximize that sort of play style. It's almost like being a Minecraft player is going to help you both in that game, like same as Splatoon, right? It's like the same, like sort of aggressive. Okay. I don't know much about the game anyway, or like play styles or techniques besides like wave dashing. Yeah. But I think what's really cool is that those integration of features like pertain across both games, like the character in Smash and the actual game itself. So you have a lot of those components like mixing together, which is really cool.
Yeah, definitely, man. And I actually don't think you know this, but 2 new Minecraft Mii Fighter skins were announced today.
Wasn't like Goku one of them or something?
No, Minecraft Mii.
Oh, weird.
So Mii Fighter, the Mii Fighters have like different skins you can use and different like things.
Yeah.
So it's like basically like playable characters except they have no like new moves. So one is Creeper. You can play as the Creeper. Like you have the Creeper head and everything. It's just a Mii Fighter. You're a Mii Fighter, but you just look like the Creeper.
It's a cosmetic like Sans. Yeah.
The second is guess what?
I don't know. What are the puffer fishes? The like aggro-y. Were they skeleton?
Think of what Minecraft basically is. Think of like when you think of Minecraft, what are the main characters you envision? You're gonna envision Steve. You're gonna envision Creeper. What else?
Pig.
Yes, a brawling pig. A brawling pig is one of the skins. I'm definitely copying that. You get to fight as a pig, dude.
Like
the pigs, except you're like standing
okay,
up.
hold on. What kind of pigs are we talking though? Are we talking like zombie pigmen, or are we talking?
No. We're just talking the normal pig. Like this is a situation where me brawlers, how they're like this normally. They're fighting. Yeah, they're just fighting. It's just that with a pig face, pig arms, Minecraft pig legs, Minecraft pig everything. And he's like fighting like a normal one. Same with the Creeper.
See, I would have imagined they put in like the piglins, like the piglins from the new update, but it's just straight pig.
And you can also use there's also diamond armor as a skin.
Solid.
Put on your meat.
Cool. Actually, related. Minecraft got a cave update. It was actually announced like today. It has a cave update.
What does it do?
Crazy. Like the caves are supposed to be a lot bigger now. There's new ores. There's new like stuff is crazy. It's kind of blowing up. Yeah. I don't know how I feel about it though. A lot of people have been saying like, I don't know how I feel about all these Minecraft updates. Like, it's good components to have.
I like the simplicity. I like the simplicity of what Minecraft was.
Yeah, I agree. I mean,
if you had
I think it's cool to have a lot of features, but I think you're right. It's starting to kind of seem like a very extended mod pack or something like that.
Yeah,
it's going to feel like there's too many.
But regardless, in my opinion, Minecraft is a goated game. Like, it's going to go down as one of the greatest games in history, in my opinion, because of it's been able to stay relevant for years.
Yeah, because of its simplicity. But I think part of the concern is that the simple game is still always going to exist. You can choose whether or not to update it, or you could find a version that's older, right?
Yeah.
And so I think that part, yes, but I think the newer updated, I think in a few years' time, nobody will be really wanting newer updates to it. You know what I mean? People are going to start playing the older game and appreciating that more.
Developers have yet to make a game, I think, that beats Minecraft in terms of allowing users to be creative. That game hasn't been introduced formally in the industry yet. And until that point, Minecraft's going to stay relevant and stay impactful, you know?
Yeah, that's true. I think part of the reason why it's so big is because it got big originally. You know, after you have that momentum and really strong player base and community, it's able to do a lot of crazy stuff. Yeah, for sure.
Definitely. I'm happy Steve got in though. There was three people I wanted to be in. I wanted actually four. There was Shovel Knight, who ended up as an assist trophy. Sans ended up as a me skin. Any character from Castle Crashers, any character, I would be good with. That's a reach. Yeah. That's a reach, but I'd love that. It's actually not that much of a reach because that game has a good amount of longevity.
That's true.
They have yet to include many Flash games, I think, in Smash. And then Steve. Those are four.
Make Gex for Smash. Gex for Smash, please. How about that?
Wait,
do you know that game? Gex? Gex? No. It's this crazy old... I can't even remember what platform it was, but crazy old, kind of really bad platformer, right? It was supposed to be kind of a parody of Mario, but it's kind of a terrible game, but it's hilarious. It's so funny. It's very memeable. But speaking of games, I what's really funny is a lot of the people I've interacted with are actually fans of the game that I love a lot, which is called Enter the Gungeon. And yeah, it's crazy. Enter the Gungeon. Yeah, I highly recommend you play it. But it's really hard, but it's so much fun when you're able to get it. You know what I mean? Because there are certain games that have a difficulty curve, right? And so as you play, you get better at it, right? And then as you progress through the levels, things get progressively difficult. I would argue the difficulty curve for Gungeon is perfectly placed because it's super hard, but it makes it so much more satisfying when you get all the components down and you're able to execute the dodge rolls and the shooting very perfectly. So it's fun. I would highly recommend it. And what's really funny too is I'm friends with a very experienced player. That's my neighbor over here. And then I also got one of my newer friends. Well, actually not one of my newer friends, but one of the friends that I've had for a while. I got her into it recently. So it's funny to see that the difference in skill, and she's progressing through it. And so it's fun to see a new player's approach.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, these games, bro, I think gaming's just increased after quarantine with that. Yeah. But that it's interfering with time management a lot and being able to manage
that's for
things.
Sure. Yeah, it's been bad. Honestly, I haven't really been playing. It's not really a problem of that it's a temptation that exists. It's more so there's other temptations out there that have definitely gotten in the way. Nice say, by the way. But I gotta say all these changes because of college are essentially important. I feel I've grown a lot when it comes to time management, but I still have a long way to go. A really long way to go.
I feel that exactly. I'm not where I want to be with time management, but looking at myself now and myself 1 year ago, I'm definitely more productive.
Definitely happy with that. I feel that.
Oh my God. Big mistake. Just realized. Gallery view. We're 20 minutes in, and I forgot to do gallery view. I need to write a checklist, man. I need to write a checklist. I'm gonna write it right here. I'm gonna write it right here.
Do a checklist. Do a checklist of the things that you have to do before things start.
Timer. 2. Notepad. 3. Gallery view. Gallery view. Big update there. But yeah, back to what you're talking about time. I don't want to disrupt that.
Yeah, so it's been interesting. Like, it's been nice to feel like you're getting better at time management. I definitely feel that a lot. But yeah, it's at this point, I'm kind of like, I'm starting to get into the mindset of like, I'm going to try everything possible, and whatever works, I'm going to run with it completely. Because before, in the past, I was kind of scared of like failing at time management, or like trying something that's only going to stick around for so long. But when it comes down to it, you just have to try everything that might work, and whatever sticks, completely run with it. Like, failure is a part of the process.
Yeah, I mean, like, if we didn't try stuff like that, we wouldn't have gotten where we are with this podcast, right?
That's true. You just got to do something, you know?
Yeah. I feel like we're just annoying the amount of times you said that.
No, it's kind of like a running gag. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, it is our name. It is our podcast name. So I guess it's like, it's not that big of a deal.
It'd be really funny if we had just like a big, just like really annoying like sound effects of like punching, just like throwing a ton of sound effects and just like a big old like blaring announcement type cartoony logo or something. That'd be hilarious. I don't know.
Like
for me.
It could happen. Like what do you mean specifically?
Like imagine like a punch sound effect, and then like do something in really big cartoony lettering with the like, you know, the bang, like onomatopoeia. Same deal with the big like spikes around it.
So just every time we say it, we just cue it in.
And then put like 3 punch sound effects, and then 2 bruh sound effects.
It's gonna screw up the audio experience. Someone's just gonna be listening to like smooth talking, right? And it's like, do something.
It's like boom. Yeah.
They're done.
It'd be hilarious.
They're done.
And so, but yeah, it's stuff like that kind of like, that rejuvenates me a lot. Just like having a little bit of humor and explosion, you know? I mean, I think I've kind of, to liken that to my, like the way I work, I think you gotta take breaks, you know?
Yeah.
What's funny is that some people that are like, oh, I work all the time, I work like through lunch breaks, that actually does not help. I can confirm that. You're not more productive. I'm sorry, you're not. That's just the truth of it.
It's just having control of yourself is so hard. Like, you could have it one day and then you could just lose it the next. You could have it on lock for a period of time. Like, that's what I had. I'm like slowly losing control. It's like I have more stuff on my plate. So it's like prioritize. Should I prioritize working out? I'm still sore from like 2 days ago. Should I prioritize working out? Should I prioritize meditation? Should I prioritize those things? Or should I just prioritize this? Should I prioritize music? Should I prioritize YouTube videos?
Yeah, you got so many options. It's like, what do I go with?
College, like, should I prioritize family? Like, all of that.
Yeah.
All of that is so hard.
And what's really crazy is that sometimes you don't even if you're like doing it right, you can't be 100% sure, you know? Because imagine you're managing something, right? You're investing a lot of time into it. But then later on, you're like, well, okay, that thing is fine. We're going to move to something else. And that original thing you were working on completely spirals out of control. And you were like, oh, it actually needed that amount of control. What did I do? I took my hands off the wheel.
Yeah. And it's so hard to build that back. But like we move every day. We move.
That's
trying
true.
To make
I think
right.
The hardest bit of it is the fact that you're going to be frustrated with yourself. You're going to be your own worst critic. And so it's so easy to get into like, I guess for me especially, that like, oh, I wasn't able to do this. I feel just so like frustrated and empty. But like the only way the best way to deal with that is you got to deal with it for a time. It's okay to sulk a little bit.
Yeah.
But like at the end of the day, what you have to do is just put your energy into something else, you know?
Yeah.
Maybe it's just like getting an ice cream or something, or talking with somebody. or maybe it's like
balance your
continuing
energy,
to work on something else. But like you can generate momentum for the task you're working on by working on other tasks instead. You know, you get into a flow, it works.
That's why people are like, do the easy stuff first, right? Sometimes get the easy stuff over with to build momentum to complete those hard tasks.
That's true. And it's different every day. Sometimes you're like, well, you know what? I feel the stamina to do a hard task, and you're going to expend a lot doing that. And then you're going to take a breath and say like, oh, everything after that is super easy, right? Or sometimes you'll be like, I'm really not feeling it. There's no way I could approach this huge task. And instead you go with a little one. And then you can start to build up the momentum.
Doing something, yeah.
But bang, bang, bang. Yeah.
Yeah.
But self-awareness about that is super important. Like we feel fatigue. It's something you can't not feel in your life.
Yeah.
It's just natural. So,
and like a major thing that can like prevent you from kind of managing things is the phone. The phone can be a distraction at times.
For sure.
This thing right here, right?
Yeah. It's so hard. It's so hard, especially when you have like asynchronous Zoom classes and your phone is right there. I can attest to the fact that it's like, it feels like it's staring at you.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's like so once you pick it up, it's stimulation time.
I think like one thing I've seen a lot, I'm not sure if it's the right term for it, but I've heard a lot about like vibrations, like it's in terms of spirituality, like low vibrations, high vibrations. And I might be butchering this. I'm literally connecting dots off loose ends, but I heard, or at least my assumption for what that means is you want to keep yourself at low vibrations as much as possible. Do you ever feel like, Robert, as soon as you check your phone, your computer, or like YouTube, Instagram, social media, you immediately feel less motivated? Like
less motivated? Sometimes.
Like throughout the rest of the day. As soon as you check it. But if you don't,
not exactly. You know, I think part of it too is that I don't feel it immediately, but it definitely has an effect. You know what I mean? Like you're not aware of it. That's probably something bad for me. Like I'm starting to gain awareness about this now, you know, but for sure. And I've seen things also that like, I've actually seen a post on Reddit the other day about how, and this was on an ADHD forum. This was on ADHD Reddit. And they were saying how some things, like you can spend a long time to charge up your mental battery, but some things that you do will drain it like super fast, you know? Yeah. And so sometimes the best thing to do is just avoid them, you know? And so I think the thing about vibrations is definitely true, whether you're spiritual or not. There are certain things that will take a lot of energy out of you, or like,
I feel like I need to space out my introduction. It's like Eve. For me, every single day is fresh, right? But I open up Pandora. What am I saying? I'm mixing up stuff. Every single day is fresh, but then I bite the apple every time I open up social media early, right? Because then I immediately feel less motivated. So I should leave that to the end of the day. And it sounds so easy, but I've literally not done it in this whole year probably. I probably had – no, that's not true. It's really rare for me to actually listen to myself when it comes to terms with leaving that to the end of the day.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
So every day there's some excuse that I make for myself.
Yeah. I think like recently, sometimes the best bet is just to keep your phone away from you, because what's crazy is as soon as you pick it up, you know, you're like, oh, you know, it's stimulation time. You know what I mean? And so having controlled breaks for when you use your phone is really, really nice, because it feels like you're so much more in control of when you pick it up or not, you know? So I've gotten in the habit of putting it like as far away from me in my room as possible. So I have to actually get up and walk over to it. Cause like I'm lazy. You can use your laziness as to help you, you know, spatially too. If you're like, I want to work on this, put it close to you. And if there's something you don't want to touch or get put, like you don't want to work on, right, or that's less of a priority, move it physically. Yeah. It's crazy. Have you ever done a phone cleanse, Rohan? I know you've deleted Instagram like a few times, but have you like straight not used your phone for a duration of time?
Yes, I have.
Nice.
It was not called a cleanse. It was called, oh my God, I'm forgetting the name right now. And ironically, it makes me want to check my phone because I made a post about it a long time ago. Dopamine something.
Dopamine
gonna find
detox.
dopamine detox. I
Yeah.
don't need to go on Instagram now. Let me turn that
Mhm.
off. But dopamine detox. I did a dopamine detox for one day.
Nice.
Why? Just because I felt like it. I was like,
Oh yeah. I remember that actually.
no computers, no phone, no technology, no unhealthy food, no music. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you texted
Ironically,
me
that was like one of the
about one
only.
day. You were like, Robert, I'm gonna do this thing.
Yeah. I only
Yeah.
told a few people, but
Mhm.
not ironically, but like it's funny that was like the day I slept the earliest because I wanted it to get it over with. I slept at like 9 o'clock p.m., which I never do
Whoa, jeez.
because I hated it, dude. I hated it. I did it. I successfully did it, but it was so boring, so boring.
Yeah, I feel
And the
it.
next day I woke up at like 5 or something, and the first thing I did was just like check on my computer.
Yeah, you were like,
Listen to,
you know,
I think it was Cardigan by Don Tolliver. I listened to that
Nice.
song, and I was just getting super hype. And then
Nice.
it didn't really change anything, honestly. I mean, it was a great experience looking back on it that I did it, but
Yeah, that's true.
I don't
You get
think
more
it really
thankful
helped
for
actually.
it.
Yeah, I don't think it really did anything. Surprisingly.
Yeah, I think
Like the
that
next
I
day
think
I wasn't
there's
more
certain things
focused.
that you should have. You know, like I think it's totally okay to use your computer and stuff like that. I think the phone is like the worst. That
Well, the computer can also access that thing. I was just completely outing dopamine because I think the way to succeed, I don't know if this is true, but like you basically make it so your life is, it sounds so weird, but this is like just to put it the most general way, you're making it so your life is so boring that doing your work is fun. That's basically what you're doing.
Yeah,
and social media, YouTube, all these things are super stimulating, so they make it.
That's
work
true.
faster.
No, that's super true. Like it's so easy. You know, what's kind of funny is that like when you see kids being bored, like have you ever gone people watching? Like sometimes you just like sit in public and you like observe.
No.
Just taking a like beat to observe. Because I've seen like people like having a really interesting conversation, and then they stop and immediately check their phones. And like it sucks. It's like you don't want to be checking your phone with somebody there with you. Sometimes it's okay to enjoy a small lapse in conversation.
Yeah.
You know? But like it's like instinct for us, or like I would say our generation.
Awkward moments. So it's like
people are scared of awkwardness, but sometimes it's like okay to lean into it, and like it's possible to enjoy awkwardness and consider it like funny. You know, you can get a lot of work out of it.
Yeah, we've had so many awkward moments on this podcast.
No, yeah, for sure. Well, actually, not that many. Not that many, all things considering. I get more in real life, but like
not so many. But we've had rough transitions, and we've played them off well.
Yes, right? Rough transitions, 100%. Yeah.
So it's like,
but yeah, no, I would definitely attest to like doing a phone cleanse, but like just your phone, you know, because sometimes just focusing on one aspect, or like rather omitting a certain aspect and focusing on that omission is really, really helpful. Because there was a time. Did I tell you about this? Like, so when I went on a trip one time through an organization to a place, I'm gonna be general, but I went on a trip one time, and part of the thing you had to do to go on the trip was you had to leave your phone, you know. And this was like for 2 weeks. And so I was living with a bunch of people. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. So there was a duration of time when I was like without my phone for 2 weeks. It was so nice. Like seriously. At first it takes some getting used to, but after you start getting used to like talking with people, interacting with people a lot more, and finding other things to do besides wasting time is crazy. You know, when I got back, it was the wildest thing ever. Seriously, I gotta tell you, like after you go so much time without your phone, and like then you put it back in your pocket, it feels like an alien device. Seriously.
Yeah. No, like
it's
when I
so
went to summer
funny.
camps, it was the same thing. Like I come back, like everything wasn't like as stimulating, but things were more vivid.
Yeah,
I'd say.
For sure. It's so funny, you know. It's like you would like pick it up and you would like almost forget like muscle memory to open certain apps, which is kind of crazy.
Which is good. Which is
good. Yeah, because the way your brain works is you already have muscle memory to do all these things. like I was saying, like when you have kids that start to get distracted or feel awkward, like it's muscle memory for us to pull out our phones. Sometimes we don't even think about it, but our phone is suddenly in our hand.
180, like
which
this.
is it's like, hilarious.
It's like it's just for me. Take the thing.
Make sound effects.
Yeah, no, I don't do that every time. That'd be
just like pretend like a spaceship is launching. Just
yeah.
I don't know what sound does spaceship make.
Time it to this. Sorry for our audio listeners. They're probably not getting any of this.
Yeah,
time it to my action right here. Okay.
Okay.
There. Perfect.
That was effective. Moderately.
I didn't show you. I think the background to my phone.
Oh yeah, you didn't show me that one time.
Yeah, I made sure to keep that. Big thing.
That's true.
But yeah,
so it's important to because if you have bad habits, disrupting them is like one of the most effective things you can do. Just by making it so you get interrupted in the middle of it will throw you off completely and stop you from doing it, which is actually something I hadn't thought about before. You know, you ever think of things on the fly and you're like, wow, I just said something that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
That's definitely something I want to try though. Like just having some sort of like reminder or buzzer while I'm in the middle of something. That'd be really funny though, right? Like you're in the middle of something and just like a huge horn siren.
That would be annoying.
Like,
that would be so annoying. But
yeah,
it's like
exactly. Which is why it would stop you so much. Yeah. Because it forces you to think about things for a second instead of just going back on muscle memory.
Yeah.
For sure.
Definitely. That's good, yeah.
Yeah. Well, at the end of the day, like it's all about trying to do things, you know, seeing what sticks, trying to be productive.
And believing in yourself.
To enjoy your life. Yeah. Yeah.
Believing that you can accomplish those things.
Yeah. Because it's like, it's your life, you know, you get to make your calls for it. And so by being productive, you get to do more of the things that you like to do.
Yeah.
Know? And you don't have to focus on the rough things as much. Yeah, exactly. That's how it is.
We're just managing it better is the hardest thing. Like, yeah. Wow. Yeah. That's where things change. I'm trying to get back into that. I don't know. Because of my new workload, it's hard to manage everything, but I feel like I still can do it better.
I know what you mean.
And same.
I've been good about it, but it's still been rough. You know, the way my college is working is like things are in the quarter system. It's fast. You can't slack, which is something that's like I've adhered to. Like you start to get into a resting state without even thinking about it. You know, it's kind of frightening. It's like, oh, I'm not doing anything now. What's going on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I keep this little timer right here that's also doing our podcast. Like I keep this with everything. I keep this with every time I do work. Like it's one of my most used things. I always time myself and it helps me with stuff. Not like saying how fast can I do this, how fast can I do that, but it's just like how much time have I spent working or relaxing and stuff. And looking at that number. Actually that's a good I've never actually recorded the amount of time I spent relaxing.
That's a good plan.
That's a good idea.
My phone kind of like your phone can have that sometimes. Like you can end up having specs.
It says it, but like a running timer is different.
Yeah, that's true.
I should try timing how much.
But then I feel like sometimes you don't get into it. Like you're not able to fully relax when you see a timer incrementing. You know?
Oh, I don't mean like enjoying at the end of the day. I mean like off track.
Yeah. I see what you're saying, but even
because
like the psychological act of setting one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That actually can kind of.
Yeah. Maybe you could have somebody else do it for you. Or just like.
I don't think so. I don't think anyone else is that dedicated to my life.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. What was I going to say? What's my train of thought?
We can wait. I got this.
Nice. You're talking about like timing stuff. Yeah. I've actually gotten into like the Pomodoro. Seems like super effective.
Can you repeat that? You cut off a little bit.
Oh, okay. I was talking about the Pomodoro method. You know, you said 25 minutes to do stuff and then 5 minutes to relax. But like, I gotta configure it so it works for me because I tend to take breaks longer than that, and so yeah, it seems kind of counterintuitive though. Like, it's important to gauge the amount of time that you're resting, but it's like it would stress me out personally. I wouldn't be able to do it.
Yeah.
I would just imagine like a timer incrementing, and I'd feel like super guilty for every minute or so that would pass. I'd be like, oh no, what's going on?
Yeah, I get that, honestly. I do get that.
Yeah, I just kind of feel
it's such a hard battle, but it's the hardest battle ever, I think. Just being able to.
And like the other thing too is like stats. Stats aren't going to tell you everything, you know. Like, you can say, oh, I spent 6 hours being productive, but it's like you don't know your efficiency rate or what you got accomplished, right? Or you could say,
well, you do know what you got accomplished.
Well, yeah, that's true, but it's kind of hard to quantify. Well, it's easier to quantify it than relaxing is, I guess, because relaxing is productive too, you know. But like in both regards, I think it's just hard to add up or to gauge, you know.
Yeah. This whole subject is just hard to gauge, but once you figure it out, I think it's good. I think you should hope, you know.
I think the important part is like be considerate of yourself and consider your emotions as well. If it feels like you've been productive, you've probably been productive, you know. And it's all about that feeling, you know.
Yeah.
Like, even if it's only a few things. If those things meant a lot to you, I would argue that you're being productive. Yeah. And the same thing with relaxing too. If you felt really, really refreshed as opposed to when you didn't, like, that's the act that you did is definitely going to be relaxing for you. And so lean into it. Yeah.
Yeah. That's facts right there.
Yeah. Yeah. It's all about that time management, I guess. It's just been on my mind lately just because there's been so much to work with and on, especially with this. But, you know, also the schoolwork.
And like, I think everyone is kind of unorganized right now.
That's true. That's so true. Everything is so chaotic and messy and ridiculous.
Like, you're in quarantine. We're like the only group in quarantine. We're a first year of college, and it's online for the most part.
Asynchronous classes
and
versus
if you have passions too, that's going to be hard to balance.
Yeah.
You have like
families to consider and to invest in, or like pets, responsibilities, chores,
like
jobs.
Those things it's just a stressful time for a lot of people.
Yeah, that's true. Managing social stuff too. Managing relationships with people is hard, and remembering to invest because it's so easy sometimes. Like, it's the same kind of with school too. If you're too idle, right? Even if you feel like you've put in work, sometimes if you idle a bit too long, you can miss out on things. Yeah. You can miss out on continually building something because I think something that's really scary and really important to consider is that you've got to continually put in work, you know?
Yeah.
But one thing I learned, so you'll continually reap the rewards. Yeah.
One thing I learned is if you're idle, you're moving backwards because the whole world is moving forward.
Yeah, it's a hill, you know, you got to keep progressing, you know, but it's really satisfying when you do. You know, it's like running up a hill. Running up a hill is fun because you just put so much into it, and then once you're at the top, you get to like reap the reward and coast down
and run down.
And run down. Yeah.
Especially if you're like, going up a hill to like do sledding or like the top of a slide or something like that. Then it's like you're reaping.
And the reason why I like the analogy a lot is because you're setting yourself up for success. You know what I mean? Like, it's going to be easier to do continual hills than just like a slow increase. You know what I mean? Because you get to you push yourself up, and then you reap the benefits, right? And then you push yourself up, and then you reap the benefits. Yeah, and it gets easier. Yeah.
Yeah, I think although this episode was more low key, I think this really inspired me in a way that I kind of need right now. Yeah.
Same here, 100%. It's always good to
just a
talk about things that are important to you and be reminded of the stuff you need to get done. You know?
I think I just got a little bit more willpower now to hopefully make sure this doesn't control me. I don't know why this keeps on opening. That doesn't control me.
Try keeping it away from you. Really sometime Rohan.
I turn it off every day. I turn it off like completely every day in the morning.
Yeah.
So then it's harder to access.
I want to stop using it in the mornings. And I think it'd probably be a good idea for you to like just go a few days without it or something like that. Like route it through your email or something. People will find a way to contact you if they need to. Like you've got a landline too, so.
Yeah, I'm trying to build the social media platform, so I'll have to figure out a way to, take a break and have that.
You could access it through your computer.
Yeah, but then you can't.
I think that would.
I guess that work for a day. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But besides that, I think it's been a really solid episode. Thank you, viewers, for tuning in. It's always a pleasure.
Thank you.
Talking with everybody, talking with you. Yeah.
And I guess that's it. Expect more content on the way. Expect more stuff on the way. I hope you took something from this episode. If it was Steve, if it was Among Us,
Among Us, Steve.
You want to say, I'm saying Among Us, not Among Us. It's Among Us, fine.
Same deal. Whatever.
No, I'm just gonna say Among Us. I don't care if it was Steve or if it was Among Us or if it was time management. I hope you guys took something. I hope this helped.
Yeah, totally.
I'm gonna keep calling it Among Us. I don't care. That's how I'm gonna call it.
Play your games, enjoy your life. Period. That's it. Fiend. End of episode.
Play your games, enjoy your life. Okay.
Always.
Always.
That's it. Always.
That's it. Always.
That's it. Yeah.